So, Brother Frank gave you the title of the lesson. Again, it is From the Divorce of Israel to the Marriage of the Lamb. What we are going to do, we're going to first take a look back at when the Lord married Israel. Because the Lord married Israel. When I say married Israel, it's not just natural-born Israelites. Because when the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, a mixed multitude came out. And everybody that took hold to the God of Israel, they was a part of that marriage. But now we're going to show you as well that the Lord divorced Israel. But we're going to show you furthermore that in the future, the Lord will marry Israel again. And when I say Israel, I am referring to the church. What we are going to do first is we're going to start this lesson out in Ezekiel chapter 16. We're going to begin reading at verse 1. And we're going to show you, when the wedding took place and what the ceremony consisted of. But first, we're going to read something here in Ezekiel 16, and we'll begin reading at verse 1. Because marriage is a covenant, and it is made between two parties. In this case, the marriage was between the Lord and I'll say Israel, which really makes up the church. We'll start reading at Ezekiel chapter 16, and we'll begin reading at verse 1. 16 and 1. When you get it, go ahead and read it.
Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations.
Now, the Lord is telling Ezekiel, I want you to go and tell Jerusalem all of her abominations. And that is exactly what Ezekiel is going to do. Continue reading.
Verse 3. And say, Thus saith the Lord God unto Jerusalem, Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother an Hittite.
Now, what the Lord is saying here is that, Israel became a nation when they came into the land of Canaan. Because the Lord made a promise to Abraham and to Abraham's seed that all the land of Canaan would belong to them for an everlasting possession. But there were other people that had possessed that land, and they were the people like the Amorites and the Hittites and the Canaanites and all of them. So that is what he means right here when he says that birth and nativity was of Canaan, and the Ammonites and thy mother, and the Hittites thy mother. Go ahead and read on.
And as for thy nativity, in the day thou wast born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in water to supple thee. Thou wast not salted at all, nor swaddled at all.
Go ahead.
None I pitied thee, to do any of these unto thee, to have compassion upon thee. But thou wast cast out in the open field, to the loathing of thy person, in the day that thou wast born.
Now he's saying here that, nobody cared anything about Israel.
Yes,
the Lord found Israel naked, and he took them in and made them his own and clothed them and did all the good things for them. Go ahead, continue reading.
And when I passed by thee, and saw thee polluted in thine own blood, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. Yea, I said unto thee, when thou wast in thy blood, live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou hast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thine hair is grown, whereas thou wast naked and bare.
Go ahead.
Now when I passed by thee, and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee, and covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swear unto thee, and entered into a covenant with thee, saith the Lord God, and thou becamest mine.
Now he say, I entered into a covenant with you, Israel, and you became mine. This is when the Lord married Israel. Let's go back to Exodus chapter 19, and we're going to just look at this marriage a little bit, what it took place, what it consisted of. But the Lord is saying here by the mouth of Ezekiel, I entered into a covenant with you, and you became mine. This is when the Lord really married Israel. Let's start reading here first in Exodus chapter 19, and we'll begin reading at verse 9. We're going to kind of set it up a little bit here. Then we're going to show you what the marriage vows consisted of. Let's start reading Exodus 19 and begin at verse 9. Go ahead and read.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever.
Go ahead.
And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai.
Now I want you to skip down to verse 15, because the Lord is telling Moses, get the people ready. Tell them, because I'm going to come down and I'm going to speak directly to these people here, talking about the entire nation and all that were a part of Israel. Now he said, now I'm going to come down and I'm going to speak directly to these people here. Start reading now at verse 15 and continue reading.
And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day.
Go ahead.
Come not at your wives.
And he said, don't even come at your wives. I want you to be about as clean as you can be. Because I am getting ready to come down and deal directly with you. So now don't even come at your wife. Be ready against the third day. Go ahead and read up.
And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled.
Now everybody, they became afraid, because this is the groom here, and he is about to show up for the wedding here. So now you got trumpet sounding and everything, and even the people, they became afraid, and they stepped back. But now go ahead and read on.
Verse 17.
Go ahead.
And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God. And they stood at the nether part of the mount.
Go ahead.
And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly.
Go ahead.
And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai, on the top of the mount. And the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up.